Between the Excitement is Everything, I'm Mitch, and this is Mitch Reviews Everything, and today I have another dueling beer review for you today. I will be reviewing Budweiser, the king of beers, and Czechvar, B Original, Czech imported lager. The reason why I'm doing a dual review on these two beers in particular is the name dispute and the copyright dispute between these two companies, Anheuser-Busch and the Budweiser Brewery out of the Czech Republic. They've had a very, very long dispute over the name Budweiser, and in the U.S., when they import this beer, it's known as Czechvar, B Original. However, over there, this product is known as, take a look at my notes, it's sold as Budweiser Budvar. So Budweiser Budvar. And when they sell this product, Budweiser, over in Europe, they can't use that name. They just simply call it Bud. So neither country is allowing to use the other name in both regions of the world. So I know that these aren't really going to taste the same at all. I've, of course, had Budweiser. I've never had this product, this Czechvar. So I'm very curious to just kind of go head-to-head with them. And I'm not expecting them to taste similar, but I'm basically just going to do a comparison. I thought that would be fun. As soon as I looked up this beer here and saw that it was in a name dispute, and I guess the founders of Anheuser-Busch, they took a little trip to Europe, and that trip to Europe is basically what inspired them to make Budweiser. As you can see there, pouring very clear. Unfortunately, my setup was bad. Gotta go grab my bottle opener. Go ahead and crack this open. Of course, this has this goofy foil. I really don't like foil. A lot of smoke coming out of that bottle. Like I said, I've never had this before, so I'm pretty excited about it to see how it goes. This is also not a 12-ounce bottle. 11.2. It's a little bit less. We'll keep this over here so I don't get confused. Budweiser over here. We'll keep this on the side. Well, definitely a difference in color there. This is much lighter, or a little bit lighter, I should say. We'll hold those like that. This has a darker, almost copper tinge to it, and this has much more carbonation coming up out of the glass. Now, the head-wise, this is very white. This is the Budweiser. This is very light. This has almost a cream, off-white to a cream color to the head there. And of course there's a ton of lacing on that. And a good bit of lacing on that too. A little bit more, I think, on this, the Budvar. That's really, let's go with a smell test. You know, anybody that's drank Budweiser before, it smells of, to me, this is one of the most generic. I don't use the word generic as in bad, but it just tastes like beer to me. I don't really, it's brewed with rice and hops. And it tastes of just, or smells of just rice and hops. Of course, you get that barley smell to it. But I don't really get too much off of that. I also smell a good bit of alcohol. I don't think that this is that high in alcohol. I think it's probably a 5% alcohol. Yeah, 5% alcohol. Budvar is also 5% alcohol. So let's give the Budvar a smell. This one smells of, I've stated many times in many of my reviews about beer that has been bottled in a green beer that's brewed and then put in a green bottle. I drank a lot of beer out of green bottles in 2018. Here we are in 2019, January. This has that skunky smell that's always, for me, associated, and I smelled it immediately. As soon as I cracked that bottle, I could smell this skunky, the beer may have been sitting out for quite a while smell. I firmly believe that's part of a beer's character after it's been like that for a long time, or they've been selling it in green bottles. I smell a little bit more hoppiness to this beer. Slightly more hoppy. I'm smelling like that barley smell, but I'm not smelling that rice flavor. So I'm getting like more of a rice flavor. This smells a slightly more hoppy with that skunky flavor. Like I said, not expecting these two. Let's just get to the tasting. Not expecting these two to taste anything alike. Cheers. That's the Budweiser. Taste. To me, Budweiser, even this, is low to medium mouthfeel. I taste a slight, like, for some reason Budweiser always has like a weird skunk to it too. But I taste the rice. Very slight hoppiness. I taste the barley. It's a clean beer. It's definitely a beer you could drink every day. I've had much better lagers over the years. But it's not too bad. Let's try the Budvar. Budvar is definitely this Budvar, the Czech. Definitely immediately get that beer in a green bottle taste, that skunky taste. Now, I don't mind that. I'm getting a little bit, definitely has more character, and it's definitely because of that like skunky flavor, I think. But there's a more of a hoppiness. This beer's a little bit more bitter. Almost has a pininess to the hops, which is something I definitely don't get with the Budweiser. Yeah, definitely a medium mouthfeel. So, which do I actually prefer? That's a tough question. Now I'm just two-fisting beers at this point. I don't know what that little dance was, but I know you liked it. Or not. Yeah, this taste of skunky, piney, hops. I taste grass. Watery rice. Not a bad beer. Could drink it every day if I had to. And to be honest with you, if I was going to drink one of these every day, I guess that's what this really comes down to. These are lagers. This is beer you drink every day. You know, I probably would go with the Budweiser. Maybe that's my American palate. Liking an easy drinking beer for, you know, beer you drink every day, or your refrigerator beer, your after work beer. But these are definitely working class beers for sure. I did a Foster's review not too long ago. I'd prefer Foster's over these. I would prefer Hams over these, which is Hams is what I drink every day. But these aren't bad beers. They're definitely two completely different beers. The name dispute, I'm sure, will go on. I don't think it's coming to an end. I think they've come to a friendly stalemate agreement where neither will sell the Budweiser name in the other one's country or region. Budweiser sold all over the world, and they go by different names depending on where they're at. So I think it's kind of a friendly agreement. Not bad. You know, neither one of these are bad. Neither one of these are horrible. But they're alright. Cheers. And hey, you know what? You can drink them together. They mix well in the mouth together. So there you have it. I'm Mitch for Mitch Reviews Everything. If you want another dueling review, I did one on Killian's Irish Red. I compared the American brew from Coors to the brew that's made, I believe, if I remember correctly, by Heineken over in France. So check that out. Maybe I'll put a link in the description below. I'm Mitch. This has been Mitch Reviews Everything, and this has been another dueling beer review for two very different beers with very similar names. Thank you. I'm Mitch. This is Mitch Reviews Everything.